This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. It's time for Wyoming Sports Talk today on KRAE. Here are your hosts, Nick and Larry Proetti.
It is Wyoming Sports Talk today, Tuesday afternoon, and Wyoming Sports Talk today is being brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne. It's very simple on Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, South Greeley Highway, Cary Avenue, Yellowstone Road, corner of Del Range and Ridge and corner of Pershing and Ridge, your homes for Taco John's of Cheyenne. Kia of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. The lot is filled with the 2020 model year, and again, some good-looking Kias for you to test drive and then take home after it's all said and done. Kia of Cheyenne, see my good friend AJ and the crew over on Nation Way. Platte Valley Bank times 2 over on Vanda High, and again, the east side location at the corner of College and Pershing. Banking offering at Platte Valley, they offer so many different services from the high technology field all the way down to just good old-fashioned customer service, everything in between. Platte Valley Bank times 2. Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Del Range, right across from Powers Field and Menards, serving up 3 delicious squares. Yes, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Monday through Saturday. You know, now that we got the time change in, you may want to load up on some delicious breakfast. 2 convenient drive-thrus, get a hot cup of coffee and their hash brown scramble. I recommend it highly over at Chick-fil-A. And again, for lunch, you do the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, the waffle fries, and grab some mac and cheese as well, too. Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Del Range. Medicare Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs with your doctor's prescription. See Gene and the great staff inside Monday through Saturday, or use the convenient drive-thru outdoors, and they're directly across from Texas Roadhouse. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue, where they service what they sell. What do they sell? Well, they sell GE. They also sell Whirlpool, of course, Maytag, Frigidaire, and many other top brand appliances over at B&B Appliance and TV. Lennox Auto Body, the main repair center on Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center on Pershing Boulevard. Remember, at the Auto Glass and Detail Center, it's not clean until it's Lennox clean. Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center. First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, open Monday through Friday, still offering some great CD rates. So check out what Tim and the staff have for you today, where you can put your money away and make some cash in the process as well. First Tier Bank, open Monday through Friday. Across the street at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. It's Paisan cuisine at its best. Now beginning his 5th decade in business here in Cheyenne. Again, bringing home over his East Coast style recipes. And again, bottom line, everything is fresh, from the pizza to the calzones to the stromboli. Bottom line, over at the Mondello's Pizzeria, his pizza ranked in the top 10 by the Food Network, folks. That's how delicious they feel his pie is, and you will feel the same way as well. Mondello's Pizzeria, open 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday, noon until 8 on Sundays, at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. And at Scoreboard Time, brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
NHL action for tonight. Toronto Maple Leafs at home at Scotiabank Arena. They'll take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. You also, too, will see the Montreal Canadiens up north in Canada. They'll play host to the Nashville Predators. Pittsburgh Penguins will travel to New Jersey to see the Devils at the Prudential Center. Philadelphia Flyers at home at Wells Fargo. They'll take on the Boston Bruins. That will be on ABC Sports Network tonight. Detroit Red Wings at home. They'll take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Dallas Stars at American Airlines Center. They'll play host to the New York Rangers. Vancouver Canucks as well up in Canada. They'll take on the New York Islanders. And last but not least, in Honda Center at the Pond, the Anaheim Ducks will take on the Ottawa Senators. That's what's happening in NHL action for tonight. I do want to remind folks, coming up this Thursday, we'll have 3 high school, at least basketball contests, both boys and girls action. We'll have Cheyenne East and Cheyenne Central. Unfortunately, Cheyenne South, again, did not make it to the state tournament, but we will have 9 a.m. will be our first contest. Chris Bolton will have all the calls here on 1480 AM, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com is where you can hear the contest. 9 a.m., we'll start out with girls action, that being Cheyenne Central, the number 2 seed out of the East. They'll take on the number 3 seed out of the West, Green River, the Lady Wolves. Again, that is a start time at 9 a.m. up there at Casper College. Then we'll move over to boys action at noon. That'll be Cheyenne East, the number 3 seed out of the East. They'll take on the number 2 seed out of the West. That being Casper Kelly Walsh, your defending 4A state champions on the boys side. That is noon. And last but not least, to round out Thursday at 6 6 o'clock, it will be Cheyenne East, the Lady Thunderbirds, who are your 4A East champions, regional champions. They'll take on the number 4 seed out of the West Star Valley Lady Braves, and that is a tentative start time at 6 p.m. So that's what's upcoming this Thursday here on 1480 KRAE.
NBA scoreboard on tap for tonight. The Celtics and the Pacers hooking up at the Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Knicks Wizards tonight at the Cap One Arena in Washington, D.C. Cavaliers and Bulls, they'll battle in the United Center. Timberwolves and the Rockets at the Toyota Center in Houston. Magic and the Grizzlies at the FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee. It will be the Mavericks and the Spurs. That will be at the AT&T Center. Suns, Trailblazers in the Moda Center. Clippers and the Warriors tonight. They will battle in the Chase Center, and the Lakers at Staples will entertain the Brooklyn. That's our scoreboard, brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
At Mountain Dew, we say here's to the doers.
The people who know you gotta do what you gotta do.
Who do it big.
Then do it bigger.
Who don't just watch.
So if there's something you wanna do,
Here's a little advice.
Grab yourself an ice-cold Mountain Dew.
and get to it.
That's right. Get going.
Get started.
Stand up.
Jump up.
Grab hold of it.
Throw down on it.
Run with it.
Now. Right now.
Not tomorrow.
Not next week.
Next month.
Next year.
Work it out.
Grind it out.
Get stoked.
Get passionate.
And do it.
Do it till it hurts.
Do it till you can't.
Do it till you've done it.
And most of all, don't ask how other people do it.
Don't ask how you should do it.
Don't ask if it can be done.
Don't ask if it's ever been done.
Because there are those who don't.
And those who do.
At Mountain Dew, we say,
Let's do.
Let's do.
Let's do.
Let's do.
Do the do.
Fat, lazy, and stupid is no way to conduct a sports talk radio show. We've thrown down the gauntlet, upped the stakes, and made it clear that when it comes to sports talk radio in Cheyenne, there's a new player in town. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
The program today, later on around 4:30, we will hook up, hopefully, fingers crossed, with the head coach of the University of Wyoming Cowgirls, Gerald Mattinson, as we get a chance to look back on 2019-2020, what's ahead. Of course, we've seen a couple youngsters that have decided to change addresses for next year, so we'll talk with the coach about that. Also, we'll be hearing comments also later on today from Mike Malone, head coach of the Denver Nuggets. Big win last night in the can at the Pepsi Center as they dumped the Milwaukee Bucks. Some house cleaning things going on here today, as you can see. I'm doing it the old-fashioned way here. I've got papers because my laptop is now sitting on top of the desk here.
Well, again, it was never your
No, it is my laptop.
Well, either way, though, it's a laptop that we use for video live streaming. So, again, we have at least gone with a new format, or at least we're upgrading things for the at least live show here, Wyoming Sports Talk Today on YouTube, and also to Periscope via Twitter. Again, we are adding at least one additional camera angle and potential for when we do have in-house guests as well, too. So as we're using the cross mic right now only. So for those, at least on the visual side, give you at least a new perspective. It's a new, at least, kind of era, so to speak, in Wyoming Sports Talk Today. So, again, as we upgrade, advance, add a little bit this and that, a little more to at least the product here. Again, that's the change right now. But either way, as we move on.
I was going to say we're waiting for my IT guy. Again, I'm sure you've heard the commercials. Lanny at Affordable Computer Repair, he will be bringing in my laptop, so I'll be able to sit down and use that here. But, I'm going back old-fashioned, old schools.
Well, here's something you don't need a laptop in front of you. We'll go into breaking news on the JUCO side, since, again, we're one of the few that talk about the Region 9, or at least what happens here in the state of Wyoming. Not just only basketball, but, again, with volleyball, soccer as well, too. You got wrestling as well that's going on. Other colleges competing cross country, but the big story was
baseball too.
Well, that's down south where
Right.
it's a little bit warmer. That'd be nice to have baseball up here, part of LCCC, but it's probably not going to happen for quite some time. But interesting, at least news that just got at least broken out about a couple hours ago, just recent this afternoon out of Rock Springs, that being Western Wyoming with the Mustangs. It was announced by Lou Sweet, the AD out there at Western Wyoming, announcing that men's soccer has been officially terminated, or at least it will be officially terminated at the end of spring coming up here in the year 2020. Again, a interesting kind of breaking news as we had news at least yesterday regarding Allen Edwards. More collegiate, big, at least kind of breaking news on this side about men's soccer in Western Wyoming ending. Looking for the official, at least, statement by, at least out of Western Wyoming.
It sounds like there's more than meets the eye with this particular news release.
Yeah, with the news release, basically, again, I'll quote what they released out there. Western Wyoming Community College will be terminating the men's soccer program effective the end of spring semester 2020. While this decision to terminate men's soccer is difficult, continuing the program as it currently exists is contrary to our values and our mission. We hope to one day restructure and reinstate the program, end quote. So, again, a lot to be read into that,
right.
Especially that at least last two sentences of that statement of did not meet our values, did not meet our mission. Kind of brings up the question right now of what is truly going on over there at Western Wyoming.
Well, and again, too, you look at the Region 9 North, as we have here. Again, pretty much dominated on this side, by LCCC. Also, Gillette stuck their nose into the fray this year. So basically, the East has been your dominant teams in soccer. Even when LCCC men's team stumbled here a couple of years back, it was still dominated by the East. So, again,
Rock Springs, looking at the banners there at Rushmore Gym, again.
Didn't see too many of them.
Yeah, you don't see a whole lot of it, but it's a scenario, though, at Western Wyoming of what is really going on behind the scenes. Again, is it a program issue? Is it head coaching over there? Is it bad recruiting?
Is it too many scholarships that they can't afford? Who knows?
Again, right now it is. The main thing is, will there be an investigation by the NJCAA regarding this program? To look in of, was there something fishy going on behind the scenes? Was there illegal recruiting practices? Was it something? Again, you got to read into, as vague as that was, you got to read into that last sentence where what did they do that wasn't for the mission or the values there at Western Wyoming?
It's interesting that they dropped the soccer program, and you and myself, when we've called games for both the Lady Golden Eagles and the Golden Eagles, we always look up at the banners at the various schools. And, for example, I'll pick out Central Wyoming College in Riverton. And you got banners up there for track and field, cross country.
Yeah.
Sports that are not offered at LCCC but offered elsewhere.
I think Central Wyoming also too sports a lot of golf as well too.
We
used to at LCCC. Again, there are 2 national championship banners in the rack. That was men's golf, but again, that was as of 1991-92. Again, a while back. So they've had golf, but now Central Wyoming's kind of adapted that. They're not national champions, but they've been very successful.
Well, think about it, too.
Kind of like Gillette, I think, on cross-country as well, too. They've been very successful with their...
And they got to unveil their first soccer banner there in the Pronghorn Center when we were there. But it's interesting, too. LCCC offers 5 sports. 2 basketball, volleyball, 2 soccer. Those are the sports that are offered right now at LCCC. And again, we see in our region that, there's just not, when you go to the JUCO ranks, you're going basically for the big ticket items now. And the big ticket items are soccer, volleyball for the ladies, and basketball.
And you go to the southern states
for baseball.
Well, for football more than likely. Again, there's some top-notch football programs. Again, you look notably down in Texas, especially
California.
California as well too. So again, football is also a big thing in football, at least in JUCO ranks. But what's more adapted across the entire land or the entire nation in D1 for NJCAA is basketball.
Right,
without a doubt, men and women's basketball. That is widely adopted by everyone, but soccer is that next step, though, or at least that I would assume of athletics offered on the JUCO side, soccer's got to be up there as probably right behind basketball is, again, widely accepted across the nation.
Well, and again, too, we look at the 48 contiguous U.S. states, Alaska, Hawaii, every state having a JUCO. And again, state-funded. These are state-funded programs where, again, they are a learning institution first, athletics second. Again, it's like the 4-year programs. But we're also coming into a day and age now where athletics are easily to be cut.
Yeah.
Whatever program is on the chopping block, they'll chop it. So, and I know during this last legislative session, all of the JUCO programs are, it's a budget session for the Wyoming legislative session.
But
so
again, we're
asking for more money. We're always asking for more money for your institution.
Okay, then why wouldn't Western Wyoming, why wouldn't Lou Sweet over there at Rock Springs basically mention that, yes, it is a financial issue or something like that? Again, in their statement, the plain and simple, at least part that you pick out of here is continuing the program as it currently exists is contrary to our values and our mission. Why wouldn't you say, if it was a financial thing, why wouldn't you say, hey, we can't afford it, we got to get rid of it, and then hopefully we can, because again, it does say the next sentence is, we hope to one day restructure and reinstate the program.
All right,
now, restructure in what way? Again, is it financial? Is it, again, it does. If it was financial, you would figure in that statement, you would say, hey, it was a financial issue, we can't afford it, we got to get rid of it.
It also could be a situation of not graduating.
Yeah.
And we've talked to especially our basketball coaches.
GPA
The
issue,
GPA is very important to both the men's head coach and to the women's head coach. So, again, maybe they weren't meeting GPA expectations. Also, too, we see now a lot of overseas youngsters that are coming to, I guess, refine their skills here in the United States. And again, Western Wyoming, again, recruiting to Rock Springs, besides your own area, you're asking top-notch players to come and participate
in literally the middle of nowhere, where Rock Springs, again, you are spread out, especially in this region, let alone in Region 9, where, again, you got to travel about 200 miles to get to the next major spot, that being here in town with LCCC, again, to go over to the state of Utah to compete over there, again, outside of the region and compete with some of those soccer programs. Again, you're traveling to Salt Lake, you're traveling to, again, that's a couple hundred miles away to the west. But again, in Rock Springs, it's not known as the Mecca. Right? It's not a Casper of the world. It's not, a Tyler, Texas. It's not some of these prestigious programs where, hey, you're finding a way to get.
Look at the basketball program. First time ever that they have accomplished what they did, win 30 games, and now heading to the national tournament. Okay, but see, the thing is, too, and again, just pure speculation on my behalf would be, again, scholarships, how much monies are available, and again, if the programs aren't delivering or the coaches aren't delivering basically wins and losses, if they're not meeting expectations, then you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision. If this program is bleeding us financially, then we may have to lose the program.
But again, on the JUCO side, you're talking it's not millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars that you have to look at again to attend an LCCC contest or at least some of the home games. I mean, again, without knowing the actual ticket cost, but it's not extravagant. And again, all it is, especially out here at our at least soccer fields for LCCC, again, it's just a couple bleachers. That's it. A couple bleacher stands for fans to kind of pack in and watch those games in town. Again, per home game, you got to look at probably, besides media going out there, besides, family, students that probably get in for free, they're probably making, a couple $100, if that, per home game. Again, it's something that I don't believe it's something financial.
Does the institution receive, similar like an NCAA tournament, do they get any funding from going to these national tournaments besides their room and board taken care of?
You wonder.
I don't know.
You would wonder, but again, it's probably not as extravagant as the NCAA.
Oh, no, you're not going to make $1 million.
Again, if you have an awful program that just can't win, it is just the butt end of like the region or the conference or whatever, you might have an argument whether it is in the Mountain West, but on the JUCO in D1 men's soccer, I don't think financial is probably the issue here. I honestly don't believe that. There's got to be more to the story.
Or, again, the recruiting process to Rock Springs soccer probably is just not a great sell right now.
Could it be, again, a scenario where, right now we're having recruiting issues of, people are trying, again, as I'm talking about, hey, Rock Springs, it's the middle of nowhere. It's not a mecca place. Were there some shady recruiting styles out there by that coaching staff on the men's soccer side of, hey, we'll do anything to get you out here to build up a program?
And again, too, look what you have.
We'll give you the house. We'll give you everything.
I know, but go to your own local programs like we do here. See, LCCC is fortunate where they have East, Central, and also South. You got 3 legitimate soccer programs and 2 that have been around for a long time to draw from.
Well, so Cheyenne also, too, is a mecca of soccer in general in the state.
You could pull out about 3-4 kids, 5 kids, and send it over to the men's and women's teams right away. You look at the Rock Springs programs, Green River, that's nearby, 15 miles away.
Yeah.
You look at Rollins.
You could go to Evanston.
You can go to Evanston. You can go into again.
Yeah,
most
probably
most
again
those
that
kids
western side
would go to Utah. They might even sneak into
or Idaho against CSI. Some of those ranked.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, maybe the draw for the program is just not there. Again, all pure speculation. We don't know. And again, obviously, that might be a good question for Vince Gibson to answer.
Yeah, without a doubt. Or granted, I'll definitely try to reach out to AD over there at Rock Springs at Western Wyoming, Lou Sweet, to get her, or at least her thoughts on this, or at least get an explanation
if
for
they are going to even talk about
it. Yeah, without a doubt. We'll certainly just try it. It has that feeling of what we went through last season around this time here in town with the women's soccer program. Granted, it wasn't termination of the program. It was just termination of a head coach, that being Jim Garner at the time, with former AD, again, Clark Rasmussen, of where how vague it came out. There was a lot of speculation, a lot of, again, talk amongst the community of what was really going on behind the scenes there at LCCC that caused this termination. And again, it's the same situation right now where
this is very vague.
This is going to make
it's
going to make ripples throughout the entire state. And again, throughout the entire Region 9, whether it is the north or south. The effects are going to be felt, and also, too, again, those rumblings, grumblings, those assumptions are going to be out there across the state of what happened and what really happened.
And what we're giving you is just speculation of what could be, what is happening. We're more in the dark than anything, but just looking at...
You look at the press release, and it brings up
You look at the current state of JUCOs in the nation.
Yeah.
And again... When state legislatures get together and cuts are being requested, usually it will be in your 4-year programs, your 4-year universities, those that have them, and also in your secondary JUCOs. If there's cuts to be had, they're going to go right after these institutions.
Then why wouldn't she say that it's a financial tie?
Don't know, Nick.
That's a kind of curious question right now. If it was that, why wouldn't you put that, at least phrasing, in that statement to say, hey, we couldn't afford it?
And like you said, who is
that going to hurt? Who is that going to affect if you go out there and say plainly, hey, we can't afford you?
And again, the situation there is, you just got the announcement here not too long ago. So obviously you need to get on the horn and chat with the athletic director, and hopefully she can lend some more light on this if she is willing to talk about it.
Yeah,
Don't know. All right, we need to take a quick time out. We'll be back with more right after this on 1480 KRAE.
Did you know B&B Appliance and TV has a local warehouse where they stock a variety of appliances in a wide range of colors and finishes, including black and white? Their friendly staff realizes that one look isn't for everyone, and appliance shopping isn't always convenient. B&B Appliance offers free in-town delivery and disposal of your old appliances. They'll be there for you after the sale, too, because they always service what they sell. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
When you are dealing with the coin shop to buy, sell, or trade your gold, silver, or other precious metals, you will be met with honesty, fairness, knowledge, and exceptional customer service. The coin shop has been serving Cheyenne since 1982 and is a respected member of our community. Call David today at 778-7196 to meet privately or visit during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. The Coin Shop, a dealer you can trust, 510 West 16th Street.
Capital Lumber is number one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Since 1966, family-owned and operated Capital Lumber Company has been the stop for all lumber, paint, tools, accessories, remodel and do-it-yourself projects, and so much more. Now, Capital Lumber Company announces the beginning of a tasty relationship with Traeger grills, as they now have in stock several models of Traeger grills, along with pellets and accessories. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne.
If you're looking for fun and style, then the new 2019 Kia Optima has what you need. And here at Kia of Cheyenne, we can help you own one. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Optima will reward your daily drive with comfort, performance, and advanced engineering. Kia Optima technology, your phone allows access to remote lock or unlock, climate control, 24-hour roadside assistance, and much more. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com. We'll make it easy.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call the Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
Hop into the KRAE Time Machine each Monday through Thursday for the golden age of radio, featuring famous radio classics such as Jack Armstrong and Suspense Theater, along with pioneers in the entertainment industry like Bob Hope and Abbott and Costello, along with many other performers who've captured our ears many, many years ago. Join us for the golden age of radio Monday through Thursday, 8 until 10 p.m. on 1480 KRAE, also 101.1 FM, and you can also stream all of our programming on 1480krae.com.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 55 and winds out of the west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For tonight, it'll be mostly clear with lows around 32 and winds out of the northwest at 20 to 25 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be sunny with highs around 60, and on Wednesday night, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 30.
We're taking Cheyenne, Wyoming Sports Talk Radio to a whole new level. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Don't look at me. I think these people are completely nuts.
Stop this crazy thing! And it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
We're back on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Before we get into this particular article that I ran across today, I do want to mention, we don't give it enough time sometimes here as we're getting into, I guess we'll say, the dog days of the NHL season. Last night, Avalanche had a chance to tie St. Louis for the most points in their division. Unfortunately, the Avs lost at Los Angeles at Staples to the Kings,
which is inexcusable.
While the Blues were losing at the Skyreach Center to the Edmonton Oilers. Again, the Blues,
Edmonton, which again is a powerhouse, or I wouldn't say powerhouse. Again, they're battling. They're battling right now with Vegas for that Pacific Division title, but. Again, with Colorado Avalanche, where again was able to attend that Anaheim Ducks game, where again that was the infamous at least loss in overtime with 1.2 seconds remaining. The Anaheim Ducks get the victory at the Pepsi Can, where now you take on the team that's also flirting dead last in the West. And again, the Western Conference, not only just the Pacific Division, but one of the worst teams right now in NHL, just ahead of Detroit. But it's inexcusable that on the road you find a way to lose to the LA Kings. It's inexcusable to lose at home to the Anaheim Ducks, teams that you should be beating. But again, they have had arguments, or at least folks have come out and said, "Hey, look at all the injuries. Look at what's going on right now with Colorado Avalanche, where you're missing McKinnon, you're missing some of your top guys. Where they're struggling right now during this stretch without some of those big names."
But they're still getting some key wins as well too. So you look at what happened last night. The Avs still have one less game in the books than the Blues, and they're still only 2 points behind them. So I just wanted to throw that out.
Again, they're still in the playoffs, but it's pretty much of you want to have that number one seeding, so to speak. You want to win that at least Central Division title to have that confidence headed in. But Again, still plenty of hockey remaining for the Avalanche. It's nothing to worry about, but right now, again, it is a team that is injury prone, or at least kind of a little injury heavy with some of the big names.
They're getting the walking wounded back slowly but surely. And again, you want everybody healthy by playoff time anyway. All right, so and again, he's been a visitor on our program here on a few occasions. Cody Tucker, who operates 7220sports.com. And again, as I'm doing it the old-fashioned way, as I brought up the notes. Obviously, the big news yesterday, and if you were off in another zip code and did not hear, Alan Edwards was given his release by the University of Wyoming.
Yeah, and we broke it pretty quickly or at least yesterday's show, due to the fact that we had a lot of guests booked up. So, again, we mentioned it brief, but didn't give a whole lot of thoughts and opinions on it. But, again, Alan Edwards, the writing was on the wall. I kidded around yesterday, and I'll still mention it today, where, from the regular season, where a fan base that just turned its back completely on the Cowboys, did not care, didn't want anything a part of Alan Edwards being the head man over there in Laramie for the Cowboys basketball program, flip the switch, flip the script, come up at least in Mountain West Conference tourney, where they're kind of that Cinderella darling team after getting 2 wins against CSU and taking care of business against Nevada, and again, a close effort against Utah State. But other than that, though, again, the season's over for the Cowboys. A Cowboys team, even with those 2 additional wins, didn't break the double-digit mark this season once again. It was a scenario that you knew it was coming, even with the happy kind of story, or at least, again, the Cinderella story that was happening out there in Las Vegas with the Wyoming Cowboys.
Well, you feel for Alan Edwards, you feel, hey, you know what, at least you didn't go down without a fight, and that's I tip my cap to him.
He abandoned his players without a doubt.
But again, too, the
Cowboys had nothing to lose.
There was too much damage done during the preseason, the Mo West season. The Mo West season was a disaster. Fans did not show. I mean, when the Cowgirls are out drawing you, and again, what numbers are given? There's 2 numbers that are given at attendance. The season ticket sales are included with your walk-ups. But if you counted how many butts were in the seats, the Cowgirls outdrew
and how many times
Cowboys.
And how many times did we see the Cowboys throughout this season on social media sides basically saying, hey, we're giving away tickets. Please, we're basically saying, you don't need to pay us. Please just come out. We don't care how you get out here. Just take the tickets from us. And again, with the various promotions of, hey, come get this bobblehead. Come meet this former legend.
Finis Dembo.
Get your picture, get your sign. Yeah, without a doubt. Again, it was something by that athletic department. They tried everything. They tried everything.
And again, unlike the success of football, basketball did not enjoy that success, and at the turnstiles as well. Now, for Tom Berman, this is going to be a very critical hire for Tom Berman, because
this is
as I said yesterday, you have to bring somebody in that's going to immediately make an impact.
You can't have a building process with the Cowboys, because again, you're just going to you're going to dig yourself that much deeper in that grave.
And you do have some talented kids that got a lot of playing time this year. It's young. It's a young squad.
But again, these are, majority of them, or at least some of the young ones, recruited by Alan Edwards, where we'll see what happens where Alan Edwards lands, where he goes off to, but could it be a situation where, again, there is that transfer portal option for a lot of them. We've seen that before in this old program, even with Edwards as a head coach.
And again, Tom Berman has talked to the team and expressed his desire that hopefully they will stay, those that are not graduating.
Again, it's not guaranteed, but again, they have that option where, yes, we have a good talented group right now in Laramie, but will they stay too?
And again, it depends on who the hire is. But this is going to be a very important hire in the athletic director career of Tom Berman. This is probably one of his most important hires. So, and again, you look back, he's had, this will be his 4th coaching search. He had Heath Schroyer, who replaced Steve McLean. Then you had Larry Shiat, who replaced Heath Schroyer.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Alan Edwards comes in. So, you're looking at some names, and I want to thank, again, our good friend Cody Tucker, who gave us a list of possibilities. Some flashy, others, I'm
some that come with controversy, some that are again, they got the name, but they got some baggage with them as well too. Where again, seeing some of the social media criticism, or at least some of the again those folks who kind of turn the switches of, hey, this is an awful team, Allen Edwards needs to go. Come conference season, or at least the tournament time, hey, we got a Cinderella darling. Let's keep Allen Edwards on here. Where again, you got that fickle fan base you got to worry about here as well too. If you are Tom Berman in that athletic department over there at the University of Wyoming, where it is pretty much of you got to play Goldilocks here. Of not you need to find the perfect
those that jumped on the bandwagon after. And again, let's be real. Wyoming Cowboy fans are bandwagon fans.
Yeah,
if it's going good, everything's wonderful. And when they got the 2 wins, and again, if we all saw the post-game conference of a very emotional Allen Edwards after beating Nevada, you could see what that win did for him and the toll that season had taken on the coach.
Yeah.
But, again, those, like you said, social media, everybody jump on the bandwagon. How many people were calling for his head before they finally won a Mountain West Conference?
Probably a good
everybody on social media.
I was going to say probably a good 100% of them were, again, you flip the script about 2 weeks ago before the conference tournament was even underway in Las Vegas. Again, overwhelming majority was, hey, we need this guy to go.
You didn't hear anybody with any positives for Allen Edwards prior to the San Jose State win. Everything was like, oh, we lost to Air Force. We lost to CSU. We lost. He's got to go. And we all knew that this was a pressure season for Coach Edwards.
We talked to Tom Berman about it before the season even got underway, of him basically saying, we're watching very closely of what happens this season with men's basketball.
And what happened...
It's under a magnifying glass.
And what happened during the course of the season, and we have seen this. And again, don't think Larry Shyatt was putting a lot of butts in seats as well either. Heath Schroyer definitely didn't put butts in seats. It's been a dwindling process over the last 3 years. Well, this year, it hit rock bottom. I mean, this was probably the worst stretch of crowds ever in the AA.
It was on par to be one of the worst seasons in Wyoming history, at least on the men's side.
So, with that all being said, Cody Tucker put out a list of top 5 that he feels that may get a looking.
As he has, and many others, again, have put out their own kind of specialized list.
And we'll see. Again, I have my choice.
It's kind of those way too early picks right now. Because again, let's wait and see. And obviously, I would assume that the athletic department there at the University of Wyoming is going to take its time with this hire. Because again, you don't need to rush into this. You're just fresh out of the at least season. You got time. And especially with some other conference tournaments wrapping up, getting underway. So, and again, we're not even into the NCAA tournament. You might want to sit idly back and see, could there be a diamond in the rough somewhere that isn't on that list? And there could be.
And some guys are no touch right now until after, whether it's the NIT, the CIT, CBI, whatever it is, and of course the 64 or the 68 team.
But again, there's options. UW's going to take their time on this. They should. That would be the smart thing to do. And again, you play out what do you see post, again, the March Madness that is happening.
And you can, to a certain degree, Nick, take your time because you do have a lot of returners. You don't really have a lot of scholarships to offer. Potentially. And again, I would hope, especially with the youth on this team, there's a very good possibility that you could build a team around 3 or 4 of those cats if they decide to come back. So let's take a look at the list here real quick, and I'll even get your opinion on it too. First off, the first name on the list is Tim Miles.
Yeah, that's been the big one.
Yeah, who was fired from Nebraska following the 2018-19 campaign. He's also had a coaching position with Colorado State, so he's familiar with the Mo West and the region. Again,
does it move the needle where everyone's kind of saying
he left the controversy?
He's the darling candidate right now. And again, yes, he does have controversy with them. In my opinion, Tim Miles, especially where you go back to what he did with the CSU Rams, he did with Nebraska, he found a way to find some magic for about a season there with the Cornhuskers. But other than that, though, they've been kind of that mid-tier, kind of mid-tier team, if not near the bottom in the Big Ten. Could he be the guy that turns around a Wyoming Cowboys program in the Mountain West and makes it kind of near the perennial powerhouses of San Diego State, near the Boise's, New Mexico's, whatever of the world here currently? I don't see it.
Does he bring the excitement and flair to Laramie?
No.
And that's just it.
He didn't to Lincoln.
We need a hard charger. That's what we need. We need somebody who's, like I said, is going to be an impact coach who's going to bring those kids to the next level. And that's just it. I think that's what we had at UW. We just couldn't go to that next level.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're scoring 19 points in 20 minutes of half of basketball consistently throughout the course of the year, that's just not going to win you games.
It doesn't necessarily need to be someone who has currently been in the NCAA ranks or, again, has just been removed from D1 basketball. You wonder as well, too, if UW is going to look towards, again, you talk about the next level, could there be NBA options? Again, not so much as, well, again, you look at assistant coaches, but some of those on the fringe of, hey, here's an opportunity to head coach down here at D1, again, to make your own team, to step away from the NBA ranks. Could that be also to a possibility?
We'll see here.
Yeah.
The next name on the list he brought up was Billy Kennedy. Now, Kennedy did not coach this season. He had been at College Station with the Texas A&M Aggies. He had a career 151-116 record. Billy Kennedy, for us old folks, was on the sidelines with Benny Dees back during the 87-88 campaign. So that's a long time ago. So he's familiar with Laramie. But again,
is that going to get a fan base back in attendance at the AA? No. Not a winner.
Again, this is a team that had all the high expectations coming off the Sweet 16 year, and they got beat in the first round of the NCAA. So again, that's another name that has been thrown out. Billy Kennedy, who did not coach at all this past season. The third name on the list that he throws up here is Jeff Linder, and he's the current head coach at Northern Colorado. Northern Colorado, who has 3 consecutive wins.
Yeah, who has a number over the Wyoming Cowboys. Again, not necessarily down there in Greeley, but those wins have come on the road in Laramie, Wyoming, so he knows what it takes. Northern Colorado, again, in a Big Sky, a not perennial powerhouse mid-major conference. Again, Big Sky basketball it's not all that successful. Majority of those teams that win that conference are pretty much one done in the NCAA tournament, and that's it. Where Mountain West Conference basketball is miles ahead of Big Sky basketball. Northern Colorado, where you look at the Bears, where they've been up and down, inconsistent.
Well, they're 22-9 overall this season.
But again, they've had their rough years. 22-9, they have expectations. We'll see what happens in the Big Sky, at least in the tournament, but it's a possibility. Is it a winner in my book? Not really. I think the Wyoming Cowboys need to find someone a little bit better than that. But we'll see.
Well, again, that would be a step up for Jeff Linder, obviously.
I think he would absolutely take that opportunity to move again, where, again, it's relatively close by. You just make that short trip on over to Laramie, make that move on over. And again, you're familiar with the region. You know the recruiting areas as well, too, where, again, Northern Colorado's got to compete, with the University of Wyoming, where they know to look in Fort Collins. They know to look in the state of Colorado, in the state of Wyoming, Nebraska, wherever it may be. So there is that advantage.
Name number 4 on the list. And I happened to see him play because I was on the sidelines back in that day doing the PA. One Pat Kelsey. I think he had a season at the University of Wyoming. Currently the head coach at Winthrop. So, again, you shrug your shoulders and you say, he was a point guard during the Joby Wright era. 93-94 season. And then he transferred to Xavier, where he played the final 3 seasons of his career. So he has another tie to Wyoming, instrumental in recruiting Cheyenne product and former NBA first-round draft pick James Johnson to Wake Forest. So, again, he's currently employed with Winthrop. And he's been at Winthrop since 2012, so it's not like he's not really looking for a job.
Yeah,
he's 163.93 with that program.
Yeah, but again, it's Winthrop, where again you look through again some of those wins of what he's done in his career. There really isn't a whole lot of notable wins a part of that, at least tenure that he's had there at Winthrop.
Now, he also...
Again, so far, the four that you mentioned, none stands out to be we're talking, you need to change now.
It's not earth-shattering.
Yeah, again, where you want Wyoming to win immediately, so far, the four you mentioned, it doesn't seem like they're winning immediately with the Cowboys.
The only slap against Kelsey was he got hired by UMass, and then... about 2 days after that, he returned to Winthrop. He said, I don't want the job. He cited personal reasons for his decision.
Could he do that with the University of Wyoming?
No,
Probably.
I don't know. Again, I'm not all familiar with a lot of these, political things that happen. Mm-hmm. The fifth name on the list is John, I hope I say his name, Beline. As Cody writes here, okay, this might be wishful thinking. He's, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's in the NBA right now. Is he an assistant in the NBA? He's with the Cleveland Cavaliers organization. So
again, there's that NBA option that I mentioned. Where do you look towards that next level of where they're already up there? They know what it takes. Again, Cleveland Cavaliers that are one of the worst NBA franchises in the NBA, where. The guy's not part of winning tradition.
But by the way, he's 67 years old, too. And again, I'm not throwing that out there. I mean, I'm almost 63.
Yeah.
Could I patrol the sidelines? Absolutely. But again, I'm not impressed by this either. He's a good recruiter. But again, I don't know. The five names that Cody threw out here, it just doesn't wow me.
No.
I'm not wowed by this. Now, maybe Tom Berman knows something, and obviously he's paid more bucks than me to know these kind of things. So
at least he's better.
If he's on top of that, good for him.
Yeah.
Then he had other names to keep an eye on. Chris Jans at New Mexico State, 80-17 at Las Cruces.
Yeah.
Travis.
Again, that's 80-17, a part of the WAC, which again the WAC supports. Grand Canyon University supports a lot of nobodies out there working the WAC. In New Mexico State, they've been not really Cinderella teams, or at least kind of that consistent mid-major team that advances on pretty far. No, they've been pretty much one done. They're out of the NCAA tournament. So again, yeah, they win, but again, you got to look where these guys are winning at.
Right.
The WAC is not that tough. Again, the WAC is well behind. I put the WAC well behind the Big Sky Conference.
Okay. The other name here, Travis DeCurie from Montana, 6 seasons at Missoula. He's 127-71. Another name on there, Scott Duncan, who was a Wyoming assistant, 6 seasons under Shite and Laramie. Do we want to go through that path again?
No.
No, and I'm not being mean about this.
You literally just did with Alan Edwards.
And then
why would you do it again?
And then you have also Jeremy Shite.
That's no. If
10 seasons in Laramie, he's been there. So, again, do you... And I said it yesterday. Again, I think the whole staff is gone with the departure of Alan Edwards.
I think without a doubt. That is probably going to be predetermined already, but we'll see what happens through the next couple of weeks or months right now out there in Laramie with the Wyoming Cowboys. But, again, would it be the smartest move for Tom Berman where you just fired a guy who was a part of that legacy program or legacy tradition of Shite beforehand, Shite Elder, where that experiment didn't work? Why would you look of currently staff members under Alan Edwards where this is, again, it's been past 2 seasons, one of the worst stretch of years in Cowboy basketball history.
In my opinion, the last 2 names I threw, I don't think
that'd be smart.
I don't think
again, for Tom Berman, where you're saying, hey, this is a job that he's going to be kind of judged upon, where it could be his job possibly if it does not pan out for whatever reason. Why would you do that? That would be that is death sentence kind of written all over it if you do that.
And here's the
especially to feel the wrath by Cowboy fans of saying, hey, you hired this guy who was a part of this staff that did nothing these past 2 seasons? No.
Well, and here's the tough part.
We need to take our last break.
Okay, well, I guess what we'll do is
We can take it up to the top of the hour, but
you
finish your thought.
My thought is this hire by the University of Wyoming. First off, we can't compete bunnies with the big dogs, okay?
Oh, no.
So, and I don't want to use the word Power 5 conference, but the teams that are perennially into the NCAA tournament or even NIT.
Toss out the possibilities of finding like an assistant off of Duke or Kentucky. They're going to probably want big money.
But they're not necessarily making. See, there's where you're wrong. They don't necessarily make big money as assistants.
That's true too.
So again, a job offer where they could come to the University of Wyoming, and again, we're talking start at $500,000, and then you start going into shoe deals and radio and television and everything else to increase the pot. Because the base salary, again, if I'm not mistaken, for Coach Edwards was about $220, $290 with all the other some other incentives that he received. Yeah. But his he was making about $510,000, and then he was getting extras.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you got to look at some hot shot assistant. Okay, fine. On a bench right now at a very successful program. Okay, I can live with that. But right now, is there that wow coach out there that is going to, again, you got to look at two elements. Players. You got to rally this team around this coach. And we're going to do it my way or it's the highway. That attitude.
Yeah.
The second portion of that program, that coach has got to wow the state, not the fans, but the state of Wyoming to come back to Laramie.
Yeah.
On a Wednesday night or Tuesday night or a Thursday or Saturday afternoon. You got to wow these fans to come back and support this team, because we're not going to go. This is the statement you're going to make. We're not going to be 2-14 in the Mountain West Conference. I'm going to win the Mountain West. I'm going to get us into the upper echelon of the Mountain West Conference.
All right, so again, if you want the state of Wyoming, again, that would imply that in order to get those Wyoming entities back to Laramie, Wyoming, back to AA to at least support Wyoming Cowboy basketball, then that tells me that you would need to look internally, or at least former UW products. And again, my thought process is more former basketball players, not so much a part of coaching staffs,
right.
But again, whether it is, hey, Finis Dimbo, what do you got going on?
No.
You want to be a coach?
No.
Theo Ratliff?
No.
What do you got going on? You want to come?
No. You need somebody who's got credentials.
One of the former Baileys. Hey, you want to come back?
You got to have somebody.
I'm just saying that it's not going to happen. But I'm just saying
that.
to get Wyoming to rally around, you need to find someone that they know of.
The first thing the coach has got to be, he's got to be accessible. And again, nothing against Alan Edwards. He was accessible.
Oh yeah.
But
enjoyed our conversations with them always.
But you got to wow Laramie and Cheyenne. That's the bulk of your fan base. You got to get
and a bit of
people in Cheyenne who said, screw it, when they got to Otto Road and said, the weather is not conducive.
Yeah.
Before they would fight through it. Now they're not going to go.
Yeah.
You got to get that fan base to go and fight the elements and come on over and watch this team play. And the only way they're going to come over and watch this team play, they're exciting. They are going to put a lot of points on the board, for example.
Yeah, the defense might have at least system this year by Alan Edwards. That's going to kill crowds.
And the coach,
even if they're winning, again, you see it right now in the NBA, and again, most notably of the All-Star game. You're putting up about 300, 400 points in an All-Star game. That's getting fans excited. That's where the NBA is going right now, where, again, you see more teams hit the three-pointer. They don't care about driving inside. No, it's about hitting those big times and putting up 100 points.
And you also have to have a coach and staff, Nick, that can get into all markets or, a good majority of markets, like you said before. And also keep an eye on the JUCO ranks.
Yeah.
Alan Edwards was not a big fan of the JUCO ranks. He would like to go, 4 years, get 5 for 4.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of stood fast on that. Once in a while, he would pull a kid out of the JUCO ranks. We're very lucky around this state and even in Colorado, even in Nebraska, we are seeing a lot of very good JUCO products
and you look
that move on.
And you look where those JUCO products end up at. Again, most notably out of Casper, I'll spotlight one, Isaac Bonton, who we saw out of Casper College of what they did last season. Again, they were in the top 5, made it in the national tournament. Again, they were at least early exits in the NJCAA national tournament down there in Kansas. But now he's a part of the Washington State Cougars up there, being a part of the Pac-12, where right now Washington State's putting on, or at least during the regular season, they were putting on a kind of a nice little run. They were kind of playing a little bit upset out there in Pullman or on the road in the Pac-12.
Well, you lose a 7-footer out of Cheyenne. David Applegren,
he hasn't had a whole lot of.
And again, we all said you need to stay an extra year at LCCC, but he didn't listen. He went to Wofford. Potomac went to Cleveland State. We lost Zaire Mateen to Northern Illinois. So we've lost some very good products to schools that offer.
But also, too, LCCC's also been able to snipe a few products, especially here locally, away from the University of Wyoming, where for Allen Edwards, how'd you miss on a guy of one Eric Oliver?
It's true.
We're glad to have him part of LCCC, but how'd you miss on him? Especially of what he did this season. Again, breaking a school record of 50 points in an entire game. How'd you miss on this?
Or how'd you miss on a loss in Lovering?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that you can take into consideration. We got to take a time out, and we will be back with more of Wyoming Sports Talk today here on 1480 KRAE.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Is the touchscreen on your phone or tablet cracked or broken? Buying a new device could cost up to $1,000. Or you could let the local experts at High West Digital Solutions save you hundreds of dollars. We can replace your touchscreen in as little as a day, and your satisfaction is guaranteed. Visit our website at hwds.com or call 307-245-4333 and speak to a real live human being. High West Digital Solutions, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you. Check out the huge savings this week at Town & Country Supermarket Liquors. Here are just a few of the terrific weekly specials. Our Super Radio buys, heard only right here, feature Jack Daniels Gentleman Jack Tennessee Whiskey, 750 milliliter bottle, $21.99. Stella Artois 12-pack of 11.2-ounce bottles or cans, $15.49. And Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey, 750 milliliter bottle, $11.99. Town & Country Supermarket Liquors on the South Greeley Highway, Cheyenne's low-price leader.
What's the difference between buzz driving and drunk driving? The answer is none. Buzz driving is drunk driving, period. Make sure you make responsible choices that don't endanger yourself and others. Take the pledge today. I'm going to be smart. I won't drive while buzzed. One drink is one too many when you're on the roads. If you drink, have a designated driver. Don't become a statistic, and don't get arrested. Simply put again, buzz driving is drunk driving. And always remember to buckle up. Paid for by Federal Highway Safety Funds.
Okay, seniors, it's time to get up and start moving and balancing. That's right, the AARP Cheyenne Community Group is having Jason Marquez from North Platte Physical Therapy at our Wednesday 1 p.m. March 11th meeting, teaching us moving and balancing exercises. This meeting will be held at the Foxcrest Senior Center, 4125 Cox Court, and it's free and open to the public. So get up and start moving and balancing. Join us 1 p.m. Wednesday, March 11th at the Foxcrest Senior Center.
Join Cheyenne Regional Medical Center for the Innovations in Critical Care Nursing Conference on April 16th from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Laramie County Community College. This conference is for you if you want to network with other critical care nurses and learn best practices for a variety of critical care conditions. Register today at cheyenneregional.org/innovations or call 307-996-4736.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
It's time for Wyoming Sports Talk today on KRAE. Here are your hosts, Nick and Larry Proetti.
Wyoming Sports Talk today, hour number 2, being brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne, Taco Tuesday, Taco John's of Cheyenne, Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way, We want to thank Platte Valley Bank, Band High Avenue, and the east side at the corner of College and Pershing. Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Del Range directly across from Powers Field and Menards. Medicap Pharmacy, Bluegrass Circle, right next door to Texas Roadhouse, open Monday through Saturday. B&B Appliance and TV at 714 Central Avenue. Again, serving our community for over a half century. Lennox Auto Body over on Dunn Avenue. Again, I'll tell you what, if you want it repaired to showroom, almost showroom new, then you definitely want to take it over to Lennox Auto Body. And again, the Auto Glass and Detail Center, they are both part of Lennox Enterprises. They can be found over on Pershing Boulevard, again, serving our community for over a quarter century. Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center. First Year Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, open Monday through Friday. Mondello's Pizzeria, directly across the street, 1507 Stillwater Avenue. Sweet D in the Greenway Commons. And again, Joe's been serving it up now for, working on his 5th decade. Again, delicious pie, ranked in the top 10 by the Food Network folks. And we get things underway at Scoreboard Time. Is brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
NHL action for tonight. Tampa Bay Lightning will be on the road in Toronto, taking on the Maple Leafs at Scotiabank Arena. Montreal Canadiens at home, they'll take on the Nashville Predators. Pittsburgh Penguins will travel out to New Jersey to see the Devils at the Prudential Center. Philadelphia Flyers at home at Wells Fargo Center, they'll take on the Boston Bruins. That will be on NBC Sports Network tonight. Carolina Hurricanes in Detroit taking on the Red Wings. Dallas Stars at home at American Airlines Center, they'll play host to the New York Rangers. New York Islanders travel to Vancouver to see the Canucks, and last but not least in the pond at Honda Center, Anaheim Ducks will take on the Ottawa Senators. That's what's happening NHL action for tonight. And do want to remind folks, coming up this Thursday here on 1480 AM, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com is where you can hear the contest. Again, no video live streaming due to the fact that the NFHS, at least monopoly over postseason events, and again, that's football, basketball, all that athletics that we cover here on 1480KRAE. Again, it is audio only, so you can tune in to hear Chris Bolton on the call this Thursday, as we'll have 3 games on the slate for the state tournament, day 1, as we will see at 9 a.m. It will be girls action with Cheyenne Central Lady Indians, as they are the number 2 seed out of the East. They'll take on the number 3 seed out of the West, that being Green River, the Lady Wolves. Again, that is a start time at 9 o'clock. Noon tentative time, it'll be boys action with Cheyenne East. They are the 3 seed out of the East. They'll take on the number 2 seed out of the West, Casper Kelly Walsh Trojans. Trojans are your defending 4A state champions. That contest as well, too, is a rematch of last year's opening round matchup with Cheyenne East losing at Casper Kelly Walsh. Again, that game was happening at Casper Kelly Walsh. This, however, coming up this Thursday will be at Casper College. And then last but not least, at 6 o'clock, girls action. Once again, it will be your 4A East regional champions, that being Cheyenne East Lady Thunderbirds. They are the number 1 seed. They'll take on the number 4 seed out of the West, Star Valley, the Lady Braves. 6 o'clock is the tentative start time for that contest. So 3 contests, state tournament action coming up this Thursday here on KRAE.
NBA schedule for tonight, Celtics and the Pacers in the Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. Knicks Wizards tonight at the Cap One Arena in Washington, D.C. Cavaliers and the Bulls, they will hook up at the United Center. Timberwolves Rockets in the Toyota Center in Houston. Magic and the Grizz at the FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee. It will be the Mavericks and the Spurs at the AT&T Center in San Antonio. Suns, Trailblazers tonight hooking up in the Moda Center in Portland. The Warriors at the Chase Center in San Francisco. They have a date with the LA Clippers.
With no Steph Curry due to the fact that he has flu, not corona, though. He has a flu, but not coronavirus.
And thank you for clarifying that for me. And the Nets and the Lakers tonight will hook up at Staples. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. We do want to remind you on the way after the break, we will hear comments from head coach Mike Malone of the Denver Nuggets after their big victory last night against the Milwaukee Bucks in the can at the Pepsi Center. That's coming up after these words.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Kate.
And we're not just literal taste buds. We're best buds.
And there's nothing that we love more than a
cool,
crisp,
deliciously refreshing Pepsi!
Sure, we live inside your mouth.
But that doesn't mean we don't enjoy the finer things.
Hey, Nate. Pepsi incoming!
Here it comes!
Tastes so good.
Tell me about it.
So,
amazing.
That's what I was thinking.
It's like we share the same mouth, Kate.
Forever and ever, Nate.
Make your taste buds happy and pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball, local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Coach, did you see enough tonight, or what did you see to give you an indication that perhaps this team could be snapping out of it a little bit?
Well, I thought the defense was pretty good. Obviously, we know that a lot of their key players were out, Chris Middleton, Giannis, all those guys. But it really wasn't about them. It was about our effort, our focus, and were we willing to go out there and try to defend at a high level. And I thought we did that. The second half, we had 8 turnovers only for 5 points. So still not there yet with the turnovers. But most importantly, I thought our guys competed, played hard. We'd get up, we'd let them back in the game. We'd get up, we'd let them back in the game. But that second half defense, I think we held them to 34% in that second half. That was fun to watch. And I thought Jamal was really impactful end of that third quarter and the whole fourth quarter. Paul was great early, really tough decision not to get him back in the game. They were so small. Jeremy was playing well. This is a game that we needed. Let's be honest. We needed to get it, and we won it playing the right way.
Sometimes it's a play that doesn't even count that can change a game. Do you think Jamal's dunk was that?
Yeah, I tell you, it was an impressive dunk. I didn't see the foul. Some guys said he did foul, but it got the building lit. Everybody was up. And then right after that, I think we had another play with Mason scoring at the end of the quarter. And that kind of gave us that little bit of excitement, energy from the crowd that carried over into the fourth quarter. So I would agree. I thought Jamal's non-basket was the most non-basket impactful play of the night.
Despite Joker's struggles offensively, were you happy to see him at least be aggressive in the second half shooting the ball?
Yeah, he got great looks. We knew with how they guard, he'd be open in the pocket. He'd be open on that jump shot. He goes 4 of 13, but he hits a big 3 down the stretch. He had a big runner down the stretch. Nikola might struggle to make shots, but at the end of the game, I have no doubt my confidence in him never wavers that he's going to step up and make a big play for us. And I thought he did that tonight to go along with 7 assists and 9 rebounds.
Jeremy scored 15 points in his first 11 minutes. What are you contributing the fact that his consistency is just, that's the kind of stuff he seems to be giving you more and more on a nightly basis? Yeah,
what was great about tonight, Nick, was that Paul got us off to a great start. And then, you get him out around the 4-minute mark, and then Jeremy comes in and picks up right where he left off. We know that they give up a lot of threes. Let me see, we took 41 tonight, so I know TJ's happy about that. But both those guys had it going from the three-point line. Since the All-Star break, Jeremy's numbers, I sent him a text the other night, scoring, doing it at a really efficient level. The only thing I keep challenging him on is his rebounding, helping us more on the glass. But he has played so well for us. But I thought everybody played well tonight. I thought Mason Plumlee was impactful off the bench. Great job by Jeremy and Paul from that power forward spot.
So will he text you back about his rebound putback that he had then?
I'm sure I'll get it tonight. Yeah, my phone will vibrate around 2 in the morning.
Did you consider challenging on Jamal's dunk?
I believe I'd already used my challenge. So you can't use, once I lost it, I challenged the foul on Jamal in the post when I thought he got pushed off. But I always go to Charles Class behind the bench. And he has a feed of it. And those guys on the bench all said that he kind of did use his here to get some leverage. But yeah, I wish if I had challenges, I'd have been challenging a lot of stuff. But they only give you one, so thank goodness.
You always say you prefer, teaching after a win rather than a loss. Jeremy had that alley-oop, and then they come down. Corver hits that three-pointer in transition. Is that one of those plays that you can just highlight, and it's a lot easier to take for a team, coming in a win?
Well, yeah, it's no doubt, Mike. It's always better to clean up things and teach. A play like that, those are the plays that kind of drive you crazy because you don't want to give up anything in transition after a made basket. And we always tell our guys, don't celebrate. Don't argue a call. Don't jog back. And the other thing we have to be a little bit smarter about, we built a cushion late in that fourth quarter. We know they're looking for threes, and we fouled 2 3-point shooters. So now we're stopping the clock, and we're putting them on the foul line for potential 6 points. I think they only got 4 of the 6, but we just have to be a little bit smarter in terms of defending without fouling in those situations. So lots of teachable moments.
You talked about playing more, just having more fun pregame. Did it seem like tonight was a weight lifted off the guys' shoulders and they kind of went out there and played more loose?
Yeah, I felt so. I think we had some, throughout the game, some great stretches. The weird thing for me was, I keep on saying, like, who are we? Like, we can go in that first quarter and play a certain style. Offense is humming, defense is great. Then we can go to the second quarter and look like a different team. So I'm just looking for a sustained effort, more consistency. But we had some stretches, TJ, where I felt the ball was moving, guys were getting stops, guys were playing for each other. Another night where we had 28 assists, which is a great number, on 41 made field goals. So I felt so, and that's got to start with me. Again, like I don't want to be, and I catch myself at times, I don't want to coach angry. That doesn't help anybody, and I have to catch myself. I can't let certain plays take me out of my rhythm, because they're going to feed off of my energy. And if my energy is such where they're looking at me and I'm pissed off, it doesn't help them. So us having fun and playing free also has to start with me on the sideline.
Thanks, hearing centers have teamed up and are now Brandt Audiology and Tinnitus. Hi, I'm Dr. Ruby Zubrod. Our new team allows us to work with Audibel and all national hearing aid brands. We now cover many communities in the southeast Wyoming and western Nebraska area. Call to schedule your appointment so our team can help you with any hearing health care need. Call 426-4327 or find us at brandtaudiology.com.
MHP is a certified public accounting and consulting firm located in Bow, Cheyenne, and Fort Collins, offering accounting, tax, and consulting services to businesses, not-for-profit, government, and individual clients. MHP takes pride in their commitment to providing close, personal attention to their clients. They also continue to invest time and resources in continuing education, state-of-the-art computer technology, and valuing their relationships with you. MHP is a proud supporter of local and UW athletics. MHP, 314 West 18th Street, or call 634-2151.
Did you know B&B Appliance and TV has a local warehouse where they stock a variety of appliances in a wide range of colors and finishes, including black and white? Their friendly staff realizes that one look isn't for everyone, and appliance shopping isn't always convenient. B&B Appliance offers free in-town delivery and disposal of your old appliances. They'll be there for you after the sale too, because they always service what they sell. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
If you're looking for fun and adventure, Kia of Cheyenne is the place to start, and the 2019 Kia Sorento will help you find it. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Sorento will give you what you need to make things happen. This vehicle has plenty of power, all-season traction, safety features, technology, and comfort for any road you're on. The Kia Sorento offers plenty of standard features for the money, and we're all about saving you money. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
Every day we have the opportunity to lead by example. In delivering reliable, affordable, and responsible electricity to power what matters to you, we are taking bold steps to change how your energy is produced. With 50% of your electricity coming from renewable sources by 2024. Because as a cooperative, we are changing together. Whatever the future holds, we'll power it. Tri-State and High West Energy. Cooperative power. Transformed.
What is Schwab's modern approach to investing? It's great service. It's transparency about how much you're paying in fees and commissions. It's offering some of the lowest costs in the industry backed by a satisfaction guarantee. If you're not satisfied for any reason, they'll refund the eligible fees and work with you to make things right. So ask yourself, are you getting low cost and award-winning service? If not, maybe it's time to call Schwab. Visit Sam at the Cheyenne Independent Branch or schwab.com/Cheyenne for more information. Charles Schwab and Company, Incorporated. Member SIPC.
For almost 60 years, 1480 KRAE has been Cheyenne's home for good times and great oldies. Add to that live play-by-play sports featuring high school football and basketball, along with LCCC men's and women's basketball. Now combo that with KYOY FM, and you have Cheyenne and the area's only locally owned AM and FM radio stations. But we don't stop there. We also have 2 FM translators which serve the area with programming from both KRAE and KYOY. And that equals a lot of bang for your advertising dollar. Radio yesterday and now today, along with our websites, web streams, and digital ventures, makes us your one-stop shop. For more information, please call Don Morris at 307-637-0301.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 55 and winds out of the west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For tonight, it'll be mostly clear with lows around 32 and winds out of the northwest at 20 to 25 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be sunny with highs around 60, and on Wednesday night, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 30.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Today is a day that has been dubbed a day of awesomeness. Yes, I know. It's one of those weird days. So speaking of awesomeness, we get to go to the Fishbowl of awesomeness because
I need to grab that.
We got tickets that we are giving away. And, well, Nick, you can take it away because, again, it's a roller derby time. Yes. I'm from the old school roller derby back in the days of the San Francisco Bay Area Bombers, where I used to go and watch them in the old Cow Palace.
Yeah.
They used to perform in Antioch. I used to love roller derby, and I'm glad the roller derby here in Cheyenne is kind of reminding me of the days of yesteryear, some 40, 50 years ago.
Well, it's still going on, and again, it will be happening coming up March 21st, happening over at Roller City. Again, it is the Cheyenne Roller Derby, the Cheyenne Capitals. That'll be in action, taking on the Fremont County Cherry Bombs. Adults and juniors will be the contest coming up March 21st. It is our spring thing, the Roller Derby doubleheader coming up again March 21st. Roller City at 5506 Weaver Road here in Cheyenne. Pre-sale tickets, at least they are $10. At the door, it will cost you $12. Children 12 and under, it is completely free. You can purchase your tickets at Ernie November's in town or at Roller City on March 21st for those those doubleheader actions. Again, doors open at 5:30. First whistle is at 6 p.m. And again, we are proud to at least partner with Cheyenne Roller Derby. Again, us and 1480 KRAE. They have also too been kind to give us at least a few tickets to give away. Which again, these tickets, which we'll give away a pair we did yesterday, we'll do it today and we'll do it tomorrow. Again, this pair is valid for at least one home contest again throughout this entire season there at Roller City. Also, too, on top of the prize pack, we'll give away two goodies to go see our friends at Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Dell Range. It is a mac and cheese option, so again, for you folks to go out there and try it if you have not done it yet. And also, too, on top of the prize pack, we'll give away a $5 gift certificate to Sanford's Grub and Pub here in town in downtown Cheyenne, and $5 on them to try out Sanford's Grub and Pub. So again, as we had our winner yesterday, Amber, I do at least correctly remember. Yeah, she was our winner of at least Monday's pair, and today's winner is going to be, how about Will Rooney? Will Rooney, congratulations, you are our winner of the goodies. Again, the prize pack to go see the Cheyenne Roller Derby, also to the Chick-fil-A gift certificates, and also to the $5 gift certificate to Sanford's Grub and Pub.
You know, and if you are not familiar with the sport of roller derby, and it's interesting too, Hollywood has made movies about everything, and even in the world of sports. And roller derby was actually featured in a movie once. I know you're not even caring about it, but if you look up Kansas City Bomber, starring Raquel Welch, it was a movie about roller derby. Yeah, so
I don't watch a whole lot of movies, so
the sport of roller derby was actually in
the sport of
on the silver screen.
Sport of roller derby is happening here in Cheyenne. Again, it's been around for a couple of years, but again, we are proud to at least partner with them.
And it's a lot different from the days of yesteryear of roller derby, but again,
you'll have to go see again. At least March 21st, you'll have to go see again. 5:30 is when doors open there at Roller City. 6 o'clock is the first whistle. Again, it is the Cheyenne Capitals taking on the Fremont County Cherry Bombs. Again, juniors and adults will be in action. Again, at least coming up that March 21st. So again, the first home contest, first action for roller derby happening here in town. So again, we are excited for it. Congratulations to Will Rooney. Again, I will message you on Facebook after today's show of how you come by, pick up your tickets, and again, go see Cheyenne Roller Derby throughout this entire season. We do recommend, again, go check out that first contest March 21st. But again, those tickets are valid for any home contest throughout this season.
All right, so let's get into, and we are expecting a phone call, and we would have to break during our discussion, which is fine, from the head coach of the University of Wyoming Cowgirls, Gerald Mattinson, who will be joining us here hopefully in a few minutes as he will be talking to us live from Laramie.
We'll recap his first season, talk about the Mountain West Tourney, all that good stuff.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that, yeah. Real quick here, what we haven't talked about, and of course we've been in and out and with basketball and such, but they have completed 5 weeks of the XFL campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Not much is being said about it, Nick.
I don't know about that, but
viewership has already dropped 50%. Attendance is averaging 18,614 fans per game.
Bad. Where's the numbers for the AAF of what they did last season? I guarantee
I
understand
that, but
again, the XFL right now, we saw it in Houston, we're seeing it right now in St. Louis. Granted, St. Louis, a fan base that is very excited to have
28,000 fans.
Well, again, they are now opening the upper decks.
Yeah,
they're starting to open the upper decks, and those are starting to get sold out.
But they are a bust in New York with only 15,000 fans.
Due to the fact that the Guardians are terrible, but
and Los Angeles
Wildcats are pretty terrible. Yeah.
Again, you're talking areas that have millions of people to draw from.
Well, and also, too, again, for the XFL, and I thought about this as well, too, where, again, you're in the midst of the coronavirus, where, again, this is the big-time thing right now. Everyone's afraid,
I'll give you that.
Going to the local Target here, see that we're out of hand soap and hand sanitizer because people are that freaked out by it. But, again, the whole shortage of, toilet paper and everything. But it is that kind of panic mentality right now where a lot of those fans in those cities that are probably got cases right now of the coronavirus probably saying, I'm not going to show up. I'd rather not. I bought tickets. I'm not going now because I'm going to run the risk of getting infected or something.
If you bought a ticket, then it shows up in the fan base.
Well, either way, though. But, again, there could be that possibility where, again, fans are kind of moving away from that for that reason. Again, the special kind of circumstances that's going on here in 2020. Again, you talk about New York, you talk about L.A., well, they're fickle as well, too, of those fan bases. Look at what happens with the Jets, with the Giants. Those teams aren't winning. They're not showing up to MetLife. In L.A., hey, Chargers aren't winning. Guess what?
But
opposing team fans fill up that stadium.
I know. They still have fan bases that draw 60,000 plus at the Meadowlands. So again,
okay,
remember, it's all about the Benjamins.
It's semi-pro football, or again, it's spring pro football. But either way, though, again, it's first year, and again,
do you think it's going to? You think it's going to be back next year?
Yeah.
You think they get a pass because of the coronavirus scare, the COVID-19?
Yeah. I would think so. There should be no reason why. Again, so far, in your first couple seasons, and again, first couple of years of existence, look here locally with the Expedition League on baseball. We even had Commissioner in, or at least the president, Steve Wagner in, talking about, hey, you had to take losses. You had to take financial losses early on to kind of put out the product and say, hey, this is what we offer. XFL. You don't think Vince McMahon and again that board realizes, hey, this is what happened in 1999. We realize this here in 2020 that we got to expect losses.
All right, let me ask you this question. If the XFL is to survive.
It looks like our guess is here.
Okay, well, we'll come back and we'll finish up that conversation. We'll take a quick timeout, and we will check in with the head coach of the University of Cowgirls, University of Wyoming Cowgirls, Gerald Mattinson, right after these words.
When you are dealing with the coin shop to buy, sell, or trade your gold, silver, or other precious metals, you will be met with honesty, fairness, knowledge, and exceptional customer service. The Coin Shop has been serving Cheyenne since 1982 and is a respected member of our community. Call David today at 778-7196 to meet privately or visit during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. The Coin Shop, a dealer you can trust, 510 West 16th Street.
For almost 30 years, I've had the pleasure to talk about Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. Hi, this is Larry Proetti with an invitation to bring your vehicle into Cars for service and minor repairs that are done with precision and care. Now, I've known John and his staff for a long time, and when it comes to tune-ups, replacing shocks, fixing fuel pumps, replacing timing chains, working on heating and air conditioning units, or even just a good old-fashioned oil change, I only trust my car when it comes to service to be under the care of Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. They are a TechNet professional, where their work is covered by a nationwide limited repair warranty that extends across North America for 24 months or 24,000 miles, whichever comes first. For more information, check out technetprofessional.com on the World Wide Web. Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service always goes one step above the rest when it comes to the care of your vehicle. 604 West Lincoln Way in Cheyenne, open Monday through Friday. Call and set up an appointment at 632-0498.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk today. Larry Perotti along with Nick Perotti. We bring on our very special guest from Laramie, Wyoming, University of Wyoming Cowgirls head coach Gerald Mattinson. Coach, thank you so much for joining us once again on Wyoming Sports Talk today.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could be on today.
Coach, I'm going to come out of the box and ask you this question before we get into the Cowgirls. And again, coaches it's a very special. Coaching is a very special fraternity. It was an emotional time last year when Coach Joe announced that he was retiring, and of course the news that broke yesterday about Alan Edwards departing the program, via Tom Berman. Again, you guys just don't walk by each other in the halls and look away because one's a women's coach and one's a men's coach. I mean, you all know each other. It has to be an emotional time at the University of Wyoming because I know, again, you're always judged on wins and losses, but a tough time yesterday over in Laramie.
Yeah, anytime anything like that happens, it's a tough time. It's a tough time for everybody involved. And like you said, over the years, you get to know each other. You actually get to know each other's families. You know each other's kids, and all of that. And in this profession, we all know that that's a possibility. And it's like we all say, if you stay in it long enough, it's not if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen. And it's a sad time. And I wish the best for everybody there and their staff, and it's just not easy for anybody.
All right, let's move on to your program, the Cowgirls, the 2019-2020 season. Again, I remember when we had our first conversation before you had the opening tap that you were going to be young this year. You had a couple of veterans on the team that could anchor the squad, but did this team exceed expectations? The record itself, I was actually okay with the record this year.
Well, I appreciate that. Everybody always asks me what is our record. I don't really keep track of that stuff. I'd have to look at our stat sheet. What I believe in is still what I said before. I know records are important, and I know that's what people are judged on. But what I look at is where did we start at for any team, any sport? Where did you start at? Did you show improvement, and did you get better at the right time? And I think that this team did that. I know in the league we were picked preseason fourth. I thought I was kind of actually surprised with that. I thought that was a little high, but we were able to put a run together and finish third technically in the seedings for the tournament. So, I think this team, as far as I'm concerned, has met and exceeded all expectations that, I had for them as their coach going into the year.
As for the Mountain West Conference tournament out there in Las Vegas, unfortunately for the Wyoming Cowgirls, fell short, again, making it the championship game, and ran into the defending champs, that being Boise State, the Lady Bronx. But for you, Coach, let's just recap this season for you again. First year as the head man there for the Wyoming Cowgirls, but again, you've been a part of this system. You've been through those road trips with the Wyoming Cowgirls as an assistant. You've been to those road trips out to Las Vegas. You've seen it. You've done it all. But now as the head man, what were kind of some of the takeaways from this season? What were some, again, moments that kind of brought you to light of, wow, this is what it means to be the head coach?
I think that you find that a lot of times, there's been several games throughout the year where you go, okay, now, and my staff does a great job, and I can't give my staff enough compliments for what happened this year either. But what you find and what is your job quickly goes from throwing out as many suggestions as you can, as a group or as a person, to being the person now you have to, pick or choose or decide or not decide what suggestions or not suggestions to take or go in a totally different direction. And I think that that's, one of the things that happens constantly, becoming the head coach instead of being the one that's, either on the left or right and throwing those suggestions out. Also you always are, like you said about travel. Travel's not easy here. When we go on the road, it sometimes is, quite the ordeal, making sure you got the buses on time and all that. And we have another great staff member that does that. But any of those decisions, you have to, you have to be able to make the decision and make those travel decisions and changes as they come up. But, the coaching part is, I say coaching is coaching. And, like I said, weeding out the suggestions, putting in a game plan, following that game plan, making those changes. That's what's been the big change.
No, trust us, Coach. We know all about the road travels, especially on JUCO basketball here with LCCC, making up the lovely road trips to Powell and Rock Springs and all throughout Region 9. But, again, as the first year, it's a special kind of year for you, Coach, of being the head man there for the Wyoming Cowgirls. What was that kind of moment this year, or at least kind of the takeaway moment for you that, again, you'll kind of reflect on throughout the rest of your years of, wow, I did that my first year as a head coach?
I haven't, to be honest with you guys, I haven't had time to do much reflecting yet on this year. We're still in the middle of trying to get to some high school tournaments and getting that stuff done for future class recruitings and doing all that. I'm just what I will probably look back on is, and so proud of our group about is, making the run at the end of the year at the right time, because what I'm so pleased with is and you talked about our conversation early in the year, and I said, there's going to be some crazy things that's going to happen. We're going to beat somebody, and they're going to say wow, and we're going to lose to somebody, and we're going to say wow. But what our whole goal was all year long was to get better, and play our best basketball at the end. And starting with CSU, we went down there on the road, played just a physical knockdown, tough battle. Was able to win 43-40, I believe it was, but I know the game was in the 40s. And then be able to go on, I believe it was a 6-game win streak, including the first one in the tournament, and then battling back, from 15 down against Utah State in the tournament. I just so proud of the way our kids played, and to me that was a goal that we had set all year long, and it was a goal that we were able to achieve. So I think that would probably be what I'd look back on and go, that was pretty neat the way that worked out.
Coach, one of the things that I always did, in addition to getting the final scores of the Cowgirls, would always ask, for the attendance at the Double A. And I remember the old MPG days when I was there doing the PA, and again when they finally moved the Cowgirls into the Double A, and again with your predecessor Joe Legursky, and now you taking over. I tell you what, the Cowgirls. That basketball program should be very proud of that consistent fan base. And again, everywhere you went, I was always going, gee, that's all they drew for that? And then, you come home and, boy, you had always a good, consistent fan base watching those young ladies play.
You're exactly right. Our fans are the best. Our fans are second to none. They show up here, they support our women. And for whatever reason, the last couple of winters have been tough. And just going from over the hill, as we call it here, and you guys probably say coming down the hill, but that's been a tough stretch of road, and we rely on a lot of our fans, coming from Cheyenne or coming from just outside of town a little bit. Plus, the great fans we have right here in town, and battling that road on a Wednesday night for a conference game is. I have to take my hat off to them, because we get those regular fans coming over and traveling, and plus even just coming out here, from around town. And you are right. We draw well. They're basketball smart. They know what's happening with the game. They know when to get loud. It's the whole thing. And I even have to take it one step further. When we played at the tournament on Monday night, the number of Wyoming fans that were there Monday, it just, I'm getting goosebumps right now as a Wyoming native to go, you people are so amazing that you're going to come down on a Monday night, and make plans to stay all week, as a lot of them do for us. And then it's just amazing. And I can't speak highly enough of our fans. And how appreciative both the players and the staff are of what they do.
Gerald Mattinson, the head coach of the University of Wyoming Cowgirls, joined us here on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Coach, you mentioned tournament time, and that would be on the high school side where you and the staff will get a chance to, well, we got going on in Casper this weekend, the Class 3A, 4A championships. I know Colorado is gearing up for their tournament action, so time to log in a lot of driving miles, so to speak, for you and the staff.
Yeah, we're going to get out. We've, I was up last week and watched a little of the 1A, 2A, plus a little of the Region 9 tournament up in Casper last week. I'll go back up and watch some 3A, 4A, plus I'll get out to a couple of other places. You spend a day here, you spend a day there. I've got people going to Colorado. We got the National Junior College Tournament going to start next week, so we'll be out there at both the Division I and Division II levels of those. So yeah, it's just that time that you try to get out and you try to find as many kids out there, young kids, especially at this time for us, for the future, and see if there's anybody that catches your eye in the next class or two that we might not already have be talking to or know about. So you're right, it's a lot of basketball, and everybody goes, you're telling me, hey, I'm going out to so-and-so to watch a tournament, and they go, that's fun. And then when you tell them you're sitting in the gym from about 9 a.m. to 11 p.m., they go, oh, well, that's not so fun. But that's what you do, and we're looking forward to getting out there.
Coach, as you get an opportunity now headed into your second season with the Wyoming Cowgirls, an opportunity to kind of recruit your class, so to speak. You talk about being a proud Wyoming native, where, again, looking at your background of being out in Rock Springs, being a part of Casper College, now with the University of Wyoming. But, you mentioned Region 9, where Casper College is, again, a school you're familiar with, the Lady Thunderbirds, moving on to the national tournament. Again, we got a lot of talent, especially in this Region 9, number 2 team in the nation, Western Nebraska and Scotts Bluff. And again, on the high school ranks, where we got a lot of talent throughout, again, all classes, including here in the Cap City with our Cheyenne East, Cheyenne Central teams. How important is it for at least this upcoming recruiting trail or recruiting class for you, Coach, to kind of get some of those Wyoming natives, or also to look at some of those Wyoming JUCO schools to get some of those products over to Laramie?
Well, I think that's what we've done since we've been here. Joe and I made a commitment when we first come to always try to get the best Wyoming kids, and also take advantage of the JUCO system. A lot of times, what ends up happening is you need to fill a need if you have an opening, and what I mean by that is we might be I'm just going to say, for instance, we might be 2, 3. Because we run motion, we're not into we just say guard heavy. And so, sometimes there's, you're just heavy in your class, and there's, you have to look in a different direction. But, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about the young kids that are in the state. I think that over the last couple of years, we have some young kids that, are very I'm going to say are very interesting to be able to track over the next 2 or 3 years. I think that high school basketball is definitely getting a lot better again. I think there was a time when it kind of had dropped off, but I think the youth of this at all classes, I'm going to add that in too. I mean, there's some teams out there. There's some 2A teams, some 1A teams that are talented and can play at a high level. So I'm excited about the young kids, and that's what we're trying to establish now is lists and rosters of some young kids so that we can recruit them in the near future.
Coach, I know, when you're out recruiting, you would always like to get that freshman, and usually you get a 5 for 4. Basically, they got 5 years to, play the 4. But with that JUCO, it's usually a 3 for 2. I guess my question is, and again, and you've seen a lot of basketball, as I have too, the question is, are those JUCO ladies that are sophomores now become juniors and they get a chance to play in your program? Are they D1 ready? I mean, are they ready to step on the floor and make an impact for you?
I think it goes person to person, player to player. I went that way, and I was. I'm going to use myself as an example. I was able to play on a great team at Casper College. I had a lot of individual awards. I thought, boy, I'm this and I'm all ready. And I walked on the court the first day with my Division I experience, and I was like, I'm not all of that right now. I think it goes, individually. Obviously, over the years we had Justina Pojemska, back when, and came in, and she was D1 ready when she went to JC. That she just didn't have her test scores. I think for a lot of players, what I looked at and what basically my belief has been is if you can get a junior college kid to fill a need, and if you can get one really, really good year out of them, that's been a plus for them and a plus for us, because everybody forgets they're still, what they have is they have some game experience, but they don't have experience in your system. And just like anybody else, just like a freshman coming in, they're learning your system. In our case, they're learning motion, they're learning the way we play defense. And some of them pick it up faster, and some of them it takes a little while. But if you can get one really, really good year, if you can get a solid year and then one really good year, that junior college player has given you what they can give you.
Coach, final thought for me, and again, we want to thank you for joining us. A couple of young ladies decided to leave the program, and again, that's not bulletin news, but it obviously, no one likes to see anybody leave the program. I guess the question is, do you get a sense during the season, or does this just all come down at the end of the year that, Coach, I want to move on, or this is not the right setting for me? Do you get, again, like I said, you've been around this game a long time. Do you have that feeling that these young ladies are going to pack up and leave?
No, in this case, no. I mean, you understand that, some kids in this day and the way things happen, and I think it happens at all levels in all sports. Some are very happy whether they play or don't play. Some aren't happy if they're not playing, and what happens at the end of the year is you have a chance to just kind of, I guess, reflect and for whatever reason, like you said, they decided to go a different direction, and that's their teammates are sad, we're sad, but I wish them the best of luck and hope they find whatever it is that they're looking for. And for us, we got a group of young women who we've had some team meetings here, and they're committed to continue what we have, and we'll continue to recruit, and I wish them the best of luck, and they wished us the best of luck, and that's how it goes anymore. And but I was totally unaware.
And final thought for me, at least for you, Coach, again, get at least a little tongue-in-cheek on this question for you, but, as now we head into the off-season, granted, for you as a head man right now, again, it's 24/7, 365, where, again, you got to think about that job in your Wyoming Cowgirls, at least, program, but what's the off-season look like for you, Coach? Again, when's the vacation time? When do you get to sit back and relax and take a breather? I mean, when is that upcoming for you?
Well, yeah, that comes in the summertime, but what we'll do is we're actually taking some time off right now. With that stretch of games we had, we fell behind a little bit academically. Now, what I mean by falling behind, not just trying to get assignments caught up and made up, because we went on that stretch where it seemed like we were playing so many games in such a short time. So we're trying to get caught up academically, and then next week is spring break over here. So even though we'll be out recruiting, the players will have time off to do what they may want to do, whether that's going home, visiting family, or do some other things. And then we'll come back on Monday the 23rd, and what we'll do is we'll start individual workouts and weight conditioning and strength training and that kind of thing, and go till the end of April, and then summer starts and the whole process starts again. So that's what it looks like for us, and I hopefully we can get everybody back on track academically and get everybody healed up and get ready to go.
Summer for you sounds like it's the start of the Cowboy Joe golf series, right there, Coach?
We do a great. I love Cowboy Joe. Obviously, they do a great job, do a lot of things for us. You got to work those in there also, and look forward to getting out and meeting a lot of people and visiting people again. And it's always fun to get around the state. The drives, like you said, we all know. people forget I drove that bus at Western Wyoming sometimes and gone out and played. But sometimes those drives to those tournaments aren't fun. But, once you're there, you're always going, hey, it's good to see, so-and-so and talk to so-and-so. And then you start driving back and go, this wasn't a good idea. But it is a good series. And I am looking forward to getting out and getting back around the state and seeing some old friends and making some new ones.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us here on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Congratulations on your first season as the head man. And again, looking forward to more good things with the Cowgirls program.
Thank you guys so much. I sure appreciate it.
Gerald Mattinson, the head coach of the
Bank. We do just that. Hi, this is Rick Flood, president of Platte Valley Bank, and we are proud to support events, causes, organizations, and charities that make our area a great place to live. Platte Valley Bank, putting our customers and communities first. Stop in or check us out at pvbank.com.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Every day we have the opportunity to lead by example. In delivering reliable, affordable, and responsible electricity to power what matters to you. We are taking bold steps to change how your energy is produced. With 50% of your electricity coming from renewable sources by 2024. Because as a cooperative, we are changing together. Whatever the future holds, we'll power it. Tri-State. Cooperative power transformed.
All you good folks in Laramie and Goshen counties, listen up, please. Cheyenne Urological is now operating a satellite clinic in Torrington at 524 College Drive. Yes, top quality treatment for prostate cancer, urinary tract infections, kidney stones, impotence, and incontinence will now be provided by the highly trained staff of Cheyenne Urological in Torrington. So save yourself a trip and take advantage of the same wisdom, compassion, and expertise that served Cheyenne for over 30 years. Call Cheyenne Urological at 307-635-4131.
If it happens on the diamond, the hardwood, the field, or even the ice, we'll talk about it on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Hi, this is Nick Peretti inviting you to join Larry Peretti and myself each weekday from 3 to 5 p.m. as we, along with our special guests, talk sports locally, regionally, and nationally. And you can chat with us too at 307-514-1071. It's Wyoming Sports Talk today only on 1480 KRAE, and you can stream live with us at 1480krae.com.
What is Schwab's modern approach to investing? It's great service. It's transparency about how much you're paying in fees and commissions. It's offering some of the lowest costs in the industry backed by a satisfaction guarantee. If you're not satisfied for any reason, they'll refund the eligible fees and work with you to make things right. So ask yourself, are you getting low cost and award-winning service? If not, maybe it's time to call Schwab. Visit Sam at the Cheyenne Independent Branch or schwab.com/Cheyenne for more information. Charles Schwab and Company, Incorporated. Member SIPC.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For tonight, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 55 and winds out of the west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For tonight, it'll be mostly clear with lows around 32 and winds out of the northwest at 20 to 25 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be sunny with highs around 60, and on Wednesday night, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 30.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Well, we don't have a heck of a lot of time left here, and again, thanks to head coach Gerald Mattinson, the head coach of the University of Wyoming Cowgirls, joined us, and of course, also earlier in the hour, we had comments from Mike Malone's victory last night, or the Denver Nuggets victory against Milwaukee Bucks, and then I also threw in there the XFL, and we had a little break. I'm just going to throw this out here, one last thing here about the XFL. Which one are you a fan of? the 2-point conversion from the 5-yard line, the 1-point conversion from the 2, or going for the 3.
I like it all. I have no issue with any of it. Again, I like what the XFL is kind of putting out there. Again,
and they're faster games. They're 15 minutes. They're averaging 15 minutes faster than a regular NFL game.
And again, someone kind of put it already out there where, the NFL referred to it as a no fun league. XFL, where the anagram right now going around is the extremely fun league. XFL has that feeling where, again, go infamously of what you saw this past weekend, especially at the DC Defenders game. Again, where they're doing the beer snake of what we saw here in Laramie with at least Cowboy football. Again, you're seeing fans have fun. And also, too, again, it's a good spotlight when you have Commissioner Luck, who, again, participates a part of that beer snake, offers up his cup, and, again, goes and be a part of the fans. Again, XFL right now, it has all the writings on the wall that, yes, it should have a second season. And also, too, again, it's something that you can tell that fans are enjoying.
I'm not going to argue that fact.
It's also to a league compared to the NFL where, again, we go back to, I do believe it was Saturday's contest where, I think it was the Seattle contest where it ended in some controversy where it was a kneel-down situation where time shouldn't have ran off. Instead, it was just 2 seconds that should have at least kept on.
Clerical error, as they say.
How about the XFL, though, to come out, at least the social media sites and officials for the XFL saying, hey, it was a mistake. We apologize. Seattle had an opportunity. We messed it up. That official that was in charge of that also, too, has been reprimanded.
Right.
Again, talk about at least a league that is also, too, being transparent with its fan base. With everyone out there saying, hey, we messed up. We realize that. Here's what we're doing. And again, steps that we're taking to at least make sure it doesn't happen.
My only argument is spring. It's got way too much competition. It's doing fine. Unfortunately, at the gates, maybe the coronavirus has a lot to do with that right now. But
coronavirus has a lot to do with a lot of events.
Here's my suggestion to the XFL. Stay with the teams you have. Don't expand. I don't think they're ready to expand next season.
Expansion should be a possibility.
No, it shouldn't. I think then you start diluting a little bit, and I'm a little nervous about that. I think give this group of teams one more season, then take a look at expansion.
That's my opinion. You might want to expand, not massively, but maybe add 2 teams, 4 teams, possibly again and again, I think where you need to look at is more of those larger fan bases. Miami, probably get a team in Chicago. Maybe somewhere out here, out in the Midwest. Again, you got St. Louis, you got Houston and Texas, but could Denver see a franchise? There could be a possibility. Again, you got to look at some of those other major markets.
And again, back in the old useful days, the Denver Gold, very successful.
Yeah.
All right, we need to